Immortal and Martial Dual Cultivation. Chapter 22. Spirit Weapon Lunar Shadow. Xiao Chen was not a person that was fickle-minded or unrighteous. If he was, he would not have held back while using Divine Thunder Break that day. But now, Xiao Chen had come to provoke him again, causing him to feel angry. It's just the Martial Master realm. Did he need to be so smug? Since they were right in front of Xiao Jue, Xiao Chen was not in the position to flare up. Instead, he just gently smiled and said, "Wait till you have the ability before you come and say those big words." Without waiting for Xiao Jian's reply, he turned and left. "You!" Xiao Jian stared at Xiao Chen's back as he left, his gaze turning incredibly cold as he tightly clenched his fist. "I, Xiao Jian, cannot lose to this trash again, regardless of the method." "Second young master, I have finally found you. The first elder was looking for you everywhere." Xiao Chen was about to go back when he met the maid who had informed him back then to attend that test of ability. He felt that it was strange. Why was the first elder looking for him? He stopped in his tracks and looked at the maid that was sent by the first elder. "Do you know why the first elder is looking for me?" The maid answered honestly. "I'm not sure about the details, but the first elder seemed to be very anxious. It should be something important." In the past, this maid would have just ignored Xiao Chen and just left after passing on the message. Today, not only did she answer his question, her attitude was strangely humble. "Lead the way then," Xiao Chen said calmly. He did not bother with her change in attitude. The maid seemed a little nervous, and on the way there, she kept mumbling to herself. She did not dare say anything to Xiao Chen. After she brought Xiao Chen to the first elder's courtyard, she immediately took her leave. When he entered the courtyard, Xiao Chen saw the first elder sitting by the stone table in the middle. The first elder waved at him, and Xiao Chen hurriedly walked over. Since Xiao Xiong was in closed-door training, the first elder held the highest position. Xiao Chen did not dare show a sloppy attitude. Seeing Xiao Chen standing in front of the table, the first elder smiled gently. "Have a seat. We are family. There is no need to be so reserved." Xiao Chen thanked him and sat down. Then he asked cautiously, "I wonder why first elder was looking for me?" Xiao Qiang just smiled and picked up the teapot on the stone table to pour Xiao Chen a cup of tea. "These tea leaves are the best in the south. It is very difficult to buy this in Qizhi County. Try this." Xiao Chen knew nothing about tea. Thus, he just took a sip before asking again. "First elder, why were you looking for me?" "There's no rush. Let me thank you for Yulan's matter first." Xiao Qiang interrupted Xiao Chen. "That girl has been staying on the mountain for years and has always refused to come down. If it were not for you, she would have never come down. I heard from Yulan that your martial spirit is a purple flame. Can I take a look?" Xiao Chen nodded, and a ball of purple flame appeared on top of his hands. It continually danced and emitted a strange glow. Xiao Qiang focused heavily on the purple thunder through fire in Xiao Chen's hand. He then raised his right hand and gathered some essence. After a moment, a suction force could be felt. When Xiao Chen felt this suction force, he did not resist it and just let Xiao Qiang pull over some of his purple flames. Sizzle, sizzle. Looking at the flame that continually consumed his essence, Xiao Qiang said in satisfaction, "This flame is indeed tyrannical. No wonder Xiao Jian got distracted by this. Even with my martial grandmaster cultivation, it would take quite a bit of effort to extinguish this flame. First elder is just being modest. With first elder's abilities, this flame would not be able to hurt you at all." Seeing Xiao Chen being so humble, Xiao Chang felt very satisfied. He casually waved his hand and extinguished the flame. This flame is extremely pure. You can try being an alchemist in the future. The alchemists in the Tianwu continent needed to use fire that came from their martial spirit. This was the basic requirement. Their martial spirit needed to be a fire-attributed spirit beast or holy item. If it was as pure as Xiao Chen's Purple Thunder True Fire, then it would be the best. However, the first elder did not know that Xiao Chen's Purple Thunder True Fire was not actually his martial spirit. Xiao Chen nodded his head. I have thought of that before already. However, the requirements for becoming an alchemist is just too high. Even in the whole Mohe city, there are no second-grade alchemists or higher. It would not be easy to get started. Xiao Chen's words were not entirely false. If an alchemist took him in as a disciple, then that would be the best. He would be able to learn faster. However, even without a high-ranked alchemist guiding him, he would still be able to use what he had learned from the Compendium of Cultivation. It would not be too difficult for him to refine pills. Xiao Chang muttered to himself irresolutely before saying, I have a set of books on the introduction to alchemy. I will get someone to send them to you later. Introductory books on alchemy were not particularly precious, but Xiao Chen was still quite interested in seeing how alchemy worked in this world. Thus, he wanted to take a look. He smiled and said, In that case, thank you, First Elder. After speaking for so long, the First Elder still had not told Xiao Chen his true purpose in calling him over. Young Master Xiao, I would like you to compete in this year's Promise of 10 Years duels. What do you think? Xiao Chen was still trying to guess the First Elder's purpose for calling him over when he gave Xiao Chen the answer. It was as if he could read Xiao Chen's mind. The Promise of 10 Years duels. This involved the Seven Horn Mountain, which the Xiao clan relied on for survival. If they lost the duels, then the Xiao clan would become a second-rate clan in Mohe city. When that happened, those clans that had bad blood with the Xiao clan would definitely take action. Let's not even mention the problem of whether Xiao Chen could escape on his own or not. Regardless of the previous Xiao Chen or the current one, they both had feelings for the Xiao clan. If he left, then what would happen to Xiao Yulan, to Xiao Chen's father? Now that he had occupied another person's body, he should shoulder some responsibility. Xiao Chen may have been a shut-in, but he was still a responsible person. Thus, even if the First Elder did not say anything about the Promise of 10 Years, Xiao Chen would still do his best to help the Xiao clan to overcome this crisis. After that, he would consider himself even with the Xiao clan. When Xiao Chang saw Xiao Chen become silent, he thought that Xiao Chen was not willing to agree. This is actually your father's idea. He knows that you have condensed your martial spirit and even defeated Xiao Jian. He is happy for you. My father? Isn't he in closed-door training? Xiao Chen asked with some suspicions. Xiao Chang smiled. Even if he is in closed-door training, he is still human. He needs to eat and drink. I had told the clan head then, and he did not seem surprised. He even suggested for you to take part in the duels of the Promise of 10 Years. He didn't feel surprised? Could it be that he knew that I would condense my martial spirit, and that my martial spirit is the Azure Dragon martial spirit? However, from the words of the First Elder, it doesn't seem likely, or else he would not have thought that my Purple Thunder True Fire is my martial spirit. That's right, First Elder. When will my father come out? He has been in closed-door cultivation for 3 years already, right? Even a regular person would not take this long to break through to Martial Saint. Seeing an opportunity to obtain news about Xiao Xiong, Xiao Chen immediately asked this question that he had been suppressing in his heart for so long. There were 3 important hurdles on the road of martial cultivation. The first was to condense a martial spirit. As long as one could condense a martial spirit before the age of 10, then he would definitely reach the martial grandmaster realm. It would just be a matter of time. The second hurdle was when they tried to break through to martial saint. If this hurdle could be passed, then they would definitely reach the martial king realm, or else they would be stuck in the martial grandmaster realm forever. The final hurdle was breaking into martial emperor. This hurdle was ethereal and mysterious. Many people said that after this realm it was the legendary martial god. However, since there were no records of martial gods, no one could confirm if this rumor was true. Xiao Qiang took a sip of tea and said seriously, "The cultivation method your father cultivates is different from others. Good preparation is key to success. Once he breaks through, he will immediately become a peak martial saint. When this happens, not to mention Mohe City, our Xiao clan would have a place even in the whole Qizi country." Qizi County. Of course, all this can happen only under one condition, which is if 7 Horn Mountain remains under our control. The strength of the Zhang clan had soared rapidly these few years. They are even more unyielding than our Xiao clan and cannot be underestimated. If they obtain the rights to 7 Horn Mountain, then the outcome for our Xiao clan would be very tragic. Thus, second young master, please consider taking part in this promise of 10 years very seriously. The first elder truly had a way with his words. After speaking for a bit, he could turn the topic back to this. Xiao Chen thought very hard and fast. After he had considered this for a little, he felt that he could make use of this opportunity to seek some benefits from the first elder. After all, Xiao Chen just so happened to be lacking a spirit weapon. He then put on a bitter face. "First elder, it is not that I don't want to agree, but look at my empty hands. I don't even have a spirit weapon." Xiao Qiang smiled. "You have a big appetite. The first thing you ask for is a spirit weapon? Do you think that spirit weapons are so easily obtained? Even Xiao Jian managed to obtain only one after reaching the martial master realm. He had to reach the martial master realm to obtain a spirit weapon? There was such a rule? Only by reaching the martial master realm can one have a spirit weapon. This is the rule of our Xiao clan. However, I do have a few personal spirit weapons. You can pick one." The first elder suddenly changed the topic. This gave Xiao Chen a surprise since he had already given up hope. Xiao Qiang waved his hand casually and 4 spirit weapons appeared on the table. Another special ring. Xiao Chen envied the greyish-white ring on the first elder's finger. When his Purple Thunder Divine Incantation reached the second layer and he learned to forge equipment, he would definitely make a special treasure for himself. Xiao Chen turned his gaze to the 4 spirit weapons on the stone table and carefully examined them. 3 of them were swords, and only 1 of them was a saber-shaped spirit weapon. However, these few spirit weapons did not have much of a glow to them. After holding them in his hand, he could determine that these were inferior grade yellow rank spirit weapons. Inferior grade yellow rank spirit weapons. This was the trashiest quality of spirit weapons. Xiao Chen felt that it was a pity, but he could not let an unhappy expression show on his face. Usually, when a regular person obtained a spirit weapon, they would feel incredibly happy. How could they feel that it was a pity? In order to prevent the first elder from feeling suspicious, Xiao Chen had to act happy. "How is it? Have you chosen one?" Seeing Xiao Chen's happy appearance, Xiao Qiang felt quite satisfied. Xiao Chen picked up the saber-shaped spirit weapon. He saw that there were 2 words on the handle, Lunar Shadow. He said, I'll take this Lunar Shadow. The dragon subduing slash required a saber to be used. Xiao Chen had no other choice.